The twin suns were high above the alien city of Velkar Prime. The sky was orange, the air dry and full of dust. But the people in the central square didn't care. They had gathered for one reason, to watch someone die. A tall metal platform stood in the middle of the square. On it, an alien woman was tied with glowing energy ropes. Her skin was light blue, her eyes silver. Her name was Zyra, and today she was going to be executed. Guards in black armor stood around her. Each one held an energy rifle. A voice came through the speakers above the square. Cold and robotic, Zyra of the Kirel species. You are found guilty of treason. You helped humans escape from our military base. Today your punishment will be carried out. Public termination. The crowd cheered. Alien voices filled the air. Some threw things, others shouted insults. But Zyra didn't react. She stood tall, her eyes calm. She was not afraid. She looked at the crowd. She saw hate. She saw fear. And deep inside, she saw something else, control. These people were not free. They were told what to believe, what to hate. Zyra had seen too much. She had worked in the system. She knew what the High Council was hiding. She had seen the prisons, where humans were locked like animals. And one day, she couldn't take it anymore. She helped 3 human prisoners escape. That's why she was here. Suddenly, loud drums began to beat. It was time. The guards raised their rifles. One of them started counting down. Execution in 10, 9, 8. Zyra closed her eyes. 7, 6, 5. The sound of energy rifles powering up filled the air. 4, 3, then boom! An explosion shook the square. Smoke filled the air. People screamed. Guards turned, weapons ready. A shadow moved fast through the smoke. Then a voice shouted from the smoke, deep, clear, and full of fire. Nobody moves! All eyes turned to the platform. Out of the smoke walked a figure. A tall man, helmet on, armor black and dusty. Human. He pointed a plasma pistol at the guards. The entire square went silent. Zyra opened her eyes and saw him. Her eyes widened. You, she whispered. The human didn't look at her yet. His eyes were on the guards. Calm, focused. One of the guards stepped forward. This is not your world, human. You will die here. The man replied, voice cold. Maybe, but not today. Without warning, he fired. A guard fell. The crowd screamed again. Chaos. Some ran, some ducked. But the human moved fast. Another shot. Another guard down. He jumped onto the platform. Zyra looked at him, shocked. Why are you here? She asked. I keep my promises, he said. Pulling a blade from his belt, he cut the energy ropes holding her. She staggered, weak from days of no food and beatings. Can you move? He asked. I think so. The guards started shooting. Plasma bolts hit the platform, sending sparks everywhere. The human shielded Zyra and fired back. They jumped off the platform together. The crowd parted in fear. More guards came running. They're everywhere, Zyra said, breathing hard. Then we run, he replied. The human grabbed her hand and pulled her through the side streets of the city. Dust, smoke, shouting all around. They didn't stop. Not for 1 second. Zyra looked at him as they ran. You could have left me. Why didn't you? The man looked at her, serious. You saved humans. You didn't have to. Now it's our turn to save you. Who are you? Name's Ryan, ex-soldier, and your new problem. Back in the square, the High Commander of Velkar watched the chaos on a screen. His face was pale and angry. Find them, he growled. Dead or alive? The camera zoomed in on the human's face. Who is this man? An officer asked. The commander narrowed his eyes. He's not just any human, he's dangerous. Meanwhile, Ryan and Zyra disappeared into the shadows of the lower city. The chase had just begun, and this was only the beginning. Before he jumped into the fire. Before he aimed his weapon at a dozen alien guards. Before he became a fugitive. Ryan was just a name on a file. He sat alone in a cold, silent room. Lights buzzed above him. The walls were steel. The table empty except for a black datapad. A voice spoke through the speakers. Your new mission is called Shadow Glass, target, Zyra of the Karel race. She's an alien scientist suspected of helping human prisoners escape. Your job, find out why, then eliminate her. Ryan didn't move. He didn't nod, he just stared at the screen. A photo appeared. Zyra's face, calm, blue skin, silver eyes. Why her? Ryan asked. Because she's too dangerous to be left alive. That was 12 days ago. Now, he was running through back alleys, holding that same woman's hand, dodging plasma blasts. Ryan had been a soldier in the Earth Colonial Army. Smart, sharp, but always asking too many questions. That's why the government used him for special missions, the dirty ones. The secret ones. The kind they never admitted. He was sent to Velkar Prime to spy on Zyra, to follow her. To kill her if needed, but something changed. He saw her sneaking into a prison compound. He saw her shut down the cameras. He saw her open the cages where human prisoners were kept, and then he saw her cry when one of them died in her arms. Zyra wasn't just helping humans. She was risking her life for them. Ryan had a rule: if the mission feels wrong, make it right. So he made a choice. He didn't report Zyra, he protected her. And when the Alien Council captured her, he planned a rescue. Now, smoke filled the air. Alarms rang across the alien city. Ryan and Zyra had vanished into the underground tunnels of Velkar Prime. Zyra leaned against a wall, catching her breath. You were supposed to kill me, she said, half smiling. Ryan raised an eyebrow. Still might, he said dryly. If you slow me down, they both laughed for the first time. Why did you help those humans? Ryan asked. Zyra looked down. Because I couldn't unsee what I saw. Children locked in cages, experiments, my people call humans dangerous. But we were the monsters. You gave up everything, he said. So did you, she replied, a moment of silence. Then footsteps echoed in the tunnel. They found us, Ryan said. They ran again, deeper into the tunnels. The city above was alive with searchlights and flying drones in a hidden chamber. Lit by a flickering console, Zyra activated an old alien map. It showed something strange, a glowing mark deep in space. Near Earth. What is that? Ryan asked. A signal, Zyra said. From before the war, it's a hidden system. Built by your ancestors, with our technology. Are you? Saying humans had alien tech long ago, Zyra nodded. Not just tech, a weapon, a powerful one. It's been asleep for hundreds of years. I think we need to wake it up. Ryan stared at the map. If this is real, the Council will want it destroyed. Exactly, Zyra whispered. That's why they want me dead. Meanwhile, in the orbit above Velkar Prime, inside a massive alien warship, Commander Varnak watched the planet through the windows of his control tower. A drone flew in. Displaying footage of the human who rescued Zyra, Varnak's 4 eyes narrowed. I know this man, he growled. Ryan Merrick. Earth's ghost soldier. An officer spoke, nervous. He was supposed to be working for us. Clearly, Varnak said coldly. He changed sides. He turned toward the fleet outside. Prepare the hunters. I want them both, alive. Back in the tunnels, Zyra. And Ryan stood at a crossroads. We can't stay here, she said. I have a ship, Ryan replied. Old, stolen, and probably falling apart, but it can get us to Earth. Then let's go. As they climbed up toward the surface, Ryan paused. You said the weapon is dangerous, he said. How dangerous? Zyra looked at him, her eyes full of worry. Dangerous enough to end the war, she looked away. ... or to destroy everything. He didn't sleep, he didn't blink. He didn't breathe like others. He only hunted high. Commander Varnak stood in the shadows of his control chamber. His eyes, 4 of them, watched a digital map of Velkar Prime. Drones moved across every district. Searchlights covered every street. Patrol ships circled the sky, the human and the traitor, still missing. Lock every transport gate, he said coldly. If they leave this world, we all burn. A soldier stepped forward, nervous. But, sir, it's just one human and one alien woman. Varnak turned slowly, and that's exactly what makes them dangerous. He stared at the screen. A red dot blinked softly, an old signal hidden beneath the city. They're heading for the ruins, he muttered. Then we meet them there. Meanwhile, deep under the city, Zara's legs ached, but she kept moving. The tunnels were darker now, older. Dust hung in the air like fog. Ryan led the way with a flashlight mounted on his shoulder armor. "Where are we going?" she asked, breathless. "Oh, war zone," he replied. "There's a secret passage through the ruins. Gets us to the shipyard." They walked into an open space, a broken chamber with tall metal pillars and shattered. Control panels. ZY are stunned. This is from the first human-alien war. Ryan looked around. "What is this place?" Zara touched a wall. Symbols lit up. A memory vault. "My people recorded parts of the war here. Maybe something they didn't want others to find." A flickering hologram came to life. A younger Zara stood beside a tall alien general, her father. "That's him," she whispered. "He believed in peace. But the council killed him." The hologram played his final words. "The weapon must never be used. But if we fail, let the humans find it. They will decide the future." Zara turned to Ryan. "My father trusted your kind." "He might have been the only one," Ryan said. Suddenly, a loud buzzing echoed through the tunnels. Drones. They were close. "They found us," Zara said. Ryan grabbed her hand. They ran through the ruins, lasers firing behind them. Explosions shook the walls. A drone crashed near Ryan. He blasted it mid-air. They slid into a tunnel entrance just as rocks fell behind them. "Blocked." "That was close," Ryan said. "Too close," Zara replied, checking her bruised arm. In orbit, Varnick watched the drone feed. "Seal the city. Send hunters to the ruins. Burn everything if you must." He walked to the window and stared at the stars. "If they reach Earth, the humans will rise again." He remembered something. An old battlefield. Human soldiers standing over alien tanks, shouting their strange war cry. "Humanity. F***. Yeah. Asterisk. The memory made his skin crawl. "Not again," he whispered. Back on the surface, Ryan and Zara reached the edge of the ruined zone. In front of them was an old landing dock, broken, covered in vines, but still intact. Inside, Ryan's ship, the Ghost Runner, waited like a rusted bird. Zara looked at it, unimpressed. "It looks like it's dying." "It is," Ryan said, "but it still flies." They climbed in quickly. Inside, screens flickered to life. A small AI voice greeted them. "Welcome, Captain. Tracking 17 enemy ships nearby." "Perfect," Ryan muttered. CYR slid into the co-pilot seat. She paused. "If we go to Earth, they'll follow, I know. And if they find the weapon, they'll destroy everything." Ryan looked at her. "Then we find it first." He activated the engines. The ship rose, shaking, lights blinking. Outside, alien ships appeared in the sky. Too late, Zara looked at Ryan. "What? Now?" "Now," he said, gripping the controls. "We punch through them. And after that," Ryan smirked, "we start a war." The Ghost Runner shot into the sky, dodging fire, flying through chaos. Below, Varnick watched the ship vanish into the clouds. "Send the fleet, we follow." The hunt had begun, but no one, not even Varnick, knew the truth. The weapon wasn't just on Earth, it was inside someone. The stars didn't move. But inside her, something did. Zara sat in the co-pilot seat, staring into the dark space ahead. The ship had escaped Velkar Prime just minutes ago, but her mind was already far away. Her skin, normally a calm blue, had started to glow faintly near her neck. A pulse, a rhythm. Not painful, just alive. She didn't tell Ryan yet. She wasn't sure what it meant. In the cockpit, Ryan worked fast. The Ghost Runner was holding together, barely. Sparks flicked from an overhead panel. "We're clear from the last patrol ship," he muttered, eyes scanning screens. "Jump drive is charging." Zara didn't answer. He glanced over. "You okay?" She nodded, then paused. "Do you believe in destiny?" Ryan blinked. "Nope. I believe in engines, weapons, and getting the job done." "And what if you are the job?" "Then I better not fail." He smiled. Zara didn't. The ship drifted in a quiet zone of space between systems, where no signals reached and no rules applied. Out here, Sound didn't exist. Only silence, but inside Zaira, something was humming. A low vibration in her. Bones, she walked to the back of the ship, alone, and placed her hand on the wall. A soft energy pulsed out, the lights in the corridor flickered. Her heartbeat matched the rhythm. She remembered her father's words, not from a memory, but from a dream she kept having since they escaped. The weapon isn't just technology. Zaira, it's blood, our blood, and one day it will choose. Back in the cockpit, Ryan stared at a screen. A signal was pinging from Earth. Old, weak, but active. It's real, he whispered. The weapon system. Your father didn't lie, Zaira returned, slower this time. There's something I didn't tell you, she said. Go on, my father. He used to call me the carrier. I thought it was just a name, but now I feel things. I see things, memories I never lived. What are you saying? I think I might be a key to the weapon, or worse, I might be the weapon. Silence filled the ship. Ryan didn't laugh, didn't deny it. Okay, he said simply. Zaira blinked, surprised. That's it? No panic? No time for panic, only time to act. She smiled faintly. You humans are strange. We hear that a lot. Suddenly, a sharp alarm rang out. Ship detected. Behind us, Ryan cursed under his breath. Varnik's fleet. 3 alien ships jumped into nearby space. They're fast, Zaira said. We're faster. Ryan pulled the lever. The jump drive activated. A bright white tunnel opened. Hyperspace. The Ghost Runner vanished inside. As the ship soared through light tunnels. Zaira stared out the side window. Her fingers started glowing, softly. Like the stars. Do you think Earth will welcome me? She asked. You save humans. That's more than most. Still, I'm not one of you. No, Ryan said. But maybe that's what we need right now. Someone not like US to help us survive. A long pause. Then Zaira whispered, what if I lose control? Ryan looked at her, calm. Then I'll stop you. She nodded slowly. You better. Back on Varnak's warship, the command room was silent. He watched the jump trail fade. His second-in-command approached. Shall we follow? Varnak raised a finger. No, let them go. For now. Sir? The girl. She's awakening. We cannot stop it. But we can prepare. He turned to the stars, voice low. The weapon is choosing its side. If it chooses humanity, this war is over. Back in hyperspace, the ship neared the exit point. Earth's orbit. Zaira felt something sharp inside her chest. Not pain, more like pressure. We're almost there, Ryan said. Zaira nodded. Suddenly, flash. Her eyes glowed white for a second. The ship lights flickered. Ryan turned, alert. Zaira? She gasped, but then it stopped. I'm fine. Just dizzy. We'll get answers on Earth. If Earth is still safe, she whispered. The ship dropped out of hyperspace. Before them. Earth, blue, bright, waiting, but something was off. Why are there no satellites? Ryan asked. No orbit traffic? Zaira added. They looked at each other. Something's wrong. Earth looked peaceful. But peace is often just silence before a scream. The Ghost Runner drifted into low orbit. Ryan stared out at the planet. Blue oceans, white clouds, green land, but no signals. No satellites. No voices. Just silence. Zaira stood beside him, her face calm, but her eyes tense. Is it always this quiet? She asked. No, Ryan replied. Never. They landed near the old coastal city of New Geneva. Once a busy center of Earth's Defense Council, now it was dead. Buildings stood like ghosts. Streets were full of dust, not people. Vehicles frozen in time, no sounds of war. No signs of life. Only wind, and something else, a soft vibration under the ground. This place wasn't attacked, Zaira said, scanning the area. They left. Fast? Evacuated? Ryan asked. Or called away by something stronger. She knelt down and placed her hand on the cracked concrete. Her fingers glowed faintly. The signal came from here. They followed the signal across the dead city, down to an old military structure, buried beneath what looked like a power station. Ryan used a code, one only high-level soldiers knew. The door opened. Inside, darkness, cold, metal stairs. Going deep into the earth, You sure you want to do this? Ryan asked. Zyra looked at him. No, but I have to. As they went deeper, lights came on slowly, in sequence. The place was old, but active. They entered a control room with dozens of screens. In the center, a giant circular door, sealed with alien symbols. CY Ari approached the console. It scanned her, then something spoke, not in words but inside her mind. Welcome. Host identified Azera class, code origin. She stepped back, shocked. It knows me, not just my face, my DNA. What is this place? Ryan asked. Zyra stared at the giant sealed door. A vault, maybe a prison, maybe a heart? Ryan raised an eyebrow. That's not creepy at all. Suddenly, the ground shook. A deep sound, like a breath, came from behind the sealed door. Zyra dropped to her knees, holding her chest. It's waking up, Ryan rushed to her. What is it? I don't know, but it's been waiting. For me. Her eyes glowed again, brighter this time. The veins in her arms lit up with silver light. Ryan backed up slowly. Zyra! I need you to stay with me. I'm trying, but it's speaking. What is? Everything. Inside the vault, ancient machines came to life. Lights blinked. Vents hissed, and behind that final door, a shape moved. Huge. Alive. Waiting. The system spoke again, this time aloud. Zyra host detected. Awakening process. 24%. Control link. Stable. Ryan drew his weapon. You didn't tell me you were connected to a world-ending machine. Zyra laughed weakly. I didn't know. She stood slowly. But I think I was born for this. My father, my bloodline. They made me part of it. Maybe not to destroy, maybe to protect. That thing behind the wall, what is it? It's not just a weapon. She turned to Ryan. It's a memory of what we once were, of what we tried to become, and what we were afraid to face. Above ground, the sky changed color. Lightning cracked through the air. And far away, in deep space, Varnick watched from his warship. The readings were clear now. They found it, he whispered. His ship turned toward Earth. Then we burned the planet before they can use it. Beck? In the vault, Ryan and Zara stood side by side, facing the awakening system. You know, Ryan said, when I signed up for this mission, I thought it'd be simple. And now? Zyra asked. Now I think, I was sent here for a reason too. She looked at him. We were both weapons once, she said, but maybe now we get to be something else. The system's voice echoed, awakening process. 48%. Incoming hostile signature detected. Prepare for planetary defense. Ryan loaded his rifle. I guess we're out of time. Above the Earth, the stars twisted, and from that twist came fire. Commander Varnick's warship tore through the black sky, its engines glowing with red light. Behind it, a dozen smaller attack ships formed a fleet, fast, armed, and silent. Inside the command deck, Varnick stood like a shadow made of metal and hatred. He stared at Earth. Prepare orbital strikes, he said. But the planet holds civilians, his second-in-command replied. Not for long, Varnick growled. They've made their choice. Below, inside Earth's buried weapon vault, Zara's body trembled. The light inside her was spreading, her veins now glowing from her neck to her fingertips. She stood in front of the awakening chamber, connected to its core systems without touching a single wire. It's calling me, she whispered. What's it saying? Ryan asked. That I was always meant to finish what my father started. Ryan stepped forward. If you turn it on, what happens to you? Zara looked down, then at him. I don't think I survive. Then we find another way. There is no other way, she said softly. The vault system spoke aloud. Planetary. Threat detected. Defense protocol locked. Activation requires host code sync. Zyra turned to the core. Then let's finish this. Outside the vault, Ryan activated a long-dead Earth military beacon, rusty, ancient, but still connected to old resistance lines. He sent out a short message, voice steady, to any human fighters left out there. This is Ryan Merrick, Earth's. Not gone, not yet. If you're still breathing, get to New Geneva. We're standing our ground. He hit send, then he waited for a long time. There was only silence, then a reply crackled through. Message received. Moving fast. You're not alone. A second voice followed. Ryan, you're alive? We've got weapons. We're coming. Then another. Earth resistance online. Let's make them bleed, Ryan smiled. Now that's more like it. High above, Varnik watched signals light up across the surface. Human resistance? He said darkly. Still alive? Small groups, scattered. No military strength. An officer replied, then crush them. In the vault, Zyra was connected now, floating just above the floor, her arms glowing, her voice speaking strange alien code. Code accepted, host verified. Energy core unlocked. Suddenly, a massive hum filled the air. Ryan looked around. What's happening? The ground above shook. Outside, giant defense towers, long buried, began to rise out. Of the Earth, glowing blue, humming with energy. Satellite cannons came online in orbit. Earth was waking up. Zyra gasped, her feet touching ground again. She dropped to her knees. I can't hold it for long. Ryan knelt beside her. You did enough? Zyra grabbed his hand. Promise me something. Anything. If I lose control, you stop me, no matter what. You're not losing control? Promise me. Ryan nodded, jaw tight. I promise. In the sky, Earth's old cannons fired, energy beams slamming into Varnik's fleet, one of his escort. Ships exploded. They reactivated the system. A pilot shouted. Varnik's eyes burned. Then we land, we take the core, and we kill the girl. Resistance units began appearing across New Geneva. Old tanks. Small hovercrafts. Soldiers with outdated gear. But fire in their eyes. Ryan, a voice came through his coms. You lit the match. Now we bring the fire. Ryan stood at the vault entrance, rifle ready. Let's show them Earth still bites. Zyra stood again. She felt the energy rising again inside her. But now, it wasn't burning her. It was flowing with her. She wasn't just a key anymore. She was the shield, maybe even the sword. They're coming, she said quietly. Then, we give them a welcome, Ryan replied. Far above, Varnik's ship began its descent. And the Earth, once quiet, once forgotten, was no longer silent. The world was still. Birds didn't fly, winds didn't move. The Earth itself held its breath. Because it knew this was the moment everything could end. Above the planet, Varnik's war fleet broke through the clouds like falling knives. Massive carriers dropped. Pods and air scorchers descended in formation. Below, the remains of humanity were ready. Rusty tanks lined up beside crumbling buildings. Resistance fighters wore mismatched armor. Some carried rifles older than them, but their eyes burned with purpose. They had come to fight. They had come to stand inside the ancient vault. Zyra stood silent. Her skin glowed like fire beneath crystal. Energy pulsed from her spine to her fingertips. She was no longer shaking. No longer afraid. She was the weapon now, but she was still herself. For now, Ryan walked up to her, gear-loaded, rifle in hand. You're glowing, he said. You're bleeding, she replied. He looked at a cut on his arm. Looks better on you. They both smiled, for a second, then silence. You don't have to stay, she said. You did your part? No, Ryan said. My part ends with yours. He stepped closer. You don't leave me behind. That was the deal. Even if I don't come back, then I go where you go. Outside, drop pods slammed into the ground. Alien troops poured out, black-armored, four-eyed, ready to kill. The first wave hit the resistance hard, but the humans didn't break. They fought street by street, rooftop to rooftop. Old drones flew again. Machine guns thundered. Molotovs burned. The city screamed with courage. Above the battle, Varnik landed. He stepped onto Earth like a god returning to crush his mistake. Bring me the girl, he ordered. Alive if possible. Ash if not? Inside the vault, Zyra raised both hands. The core awakened fully, spinning with energy, light circling like a galaxy. The system voice echoed. Weapon online. Global command linked, power ready. But then, pain. Zyra gasped. Her body trembled. She fell to her knees. It's too much. Ryan rushed to her. Zyra, her voice cracked. It's choosing. It wants to erase the enemy, all of them. Erase? Not just Varnick, the whole species. A clean sweep. You can stop it, right? I don't know. It's not just me anymore. Her eyes glowed white. She looked at him, scared. Ryan, if I lose control, you promised. He raised his weapon, then dropped it. I'm not here to stop you anymore. Then why are you here? To remind you who you are. Outside. The vault, Varnick approached, blasting guards, breaking barriers. He could feel it now, the core's heat, the energy rising. Almost there, he hissed. Almost mine. Inside, Zara stood again. The air pulsed, then everything went still. Final command input required. She whispered something, not in code but in her father's voice. Protect, not destroy. The light changed, from red to blue, from fire to hope. Suddenly, all over the battlefield, alien weapons shut down, ships lost power, soldiers froze. Varnick stopped. What is this? Above, Earth's sky lit up with glowing symbols. Ancient, peaceful. A shield formed around the planet. A soft, shimmering barrier, not a weapon of war, a defense of choice. Varnick roared, firing his sidearm into the air. You were built to kill. Zyra's voice echoed around him, calm and full of light. Not anymore. I'll end you. He charged toward the vault, but Ryan was already there, waiting. They fought like fire and stone. Ryan. Fast and human. VARNAK. Brutal and alien, both wounded. Both bleeding. In the final strike, Ryan drove his broken blade into Varnick's chest. This is for Earth. Varnick fell. The sky went quiet. The war was over. Inside the vault, Zara collapsed. The energy faded from her skin. Ryan crawled to her side. You did it, she smiled, barely breathing. You believed in me, he held her. Always. I think I finally feel peace. Don't go, she closed her eyes. I'm not going. I'm everywhere now. Her body faded into light. Into the system. Into the shield. 1 week later, the sky above. Earth was blue again. The cities were rebuilding. Children laughed. People remembered her name, Zyra, the alien who saved humanity from itself. Ryan stood alone, looking at the stars. She wasn't just a weapon, he whispered. She was our second chance. Behind him, a soft wind blew, a quiet hum in the air. As if she was still there. Watching. Protecting. Forever.